Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Network. So, big news over UFC 200 weekend. Dana White has sold the UFC to a couple of companies, including WWE. Again, I'm not too sure how this is going to work, but if you notice, like UFC, they were advertising WWE content, including the pay per view for SummerSlam Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar and the new 2K17 video game. So the way I'm thinking about this is with WWE owning a part of UFC now, we'll see like a merge of superstars and fighters, whatever you want to call them, going to each promotion. WWE superstars going to fight UFC superstars on UFC, and UFC fighters going to WWE to fight WWE superstars. Like everybody wanted to see Ronda Rousey, fight a match, and it would definitely be against Stephanie McMahon. So there's a possibility to see that now. Again, there was a lot of talks that Conor McGregor really likes the WWE, and when he had some beef with Dana White, he was really thinking about going to WWE. He did that Vince McMahon, no chance, doing the walk, the strut, the Vince McMahon strut. So, yeah, this is really awesome. I like this. A lot of good things to come out of this. Again, I'm not too sure how this is going to work because other, promotions, organizations, bought a share of this. But again, WWE now owns a part of UFC. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how this is going to work. So, talking about Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. I almost said Mark Hunt. So, Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. After the fight, Brock Lesnar was asked the question, will you ever fight another UFC fight? And Brock Lesnar said, most definitely I will. Anything is possible. He said he did mention his age, but he said when he fought Mark Hunt, he whooped this guy's ass, and he still feels like one of the top people in the ring, one of the most tough son of a bitches in the ring. And he said he could beat anybody up in here. He said, you know what, people, I've not been in this octagon for 5 years. I come back here and I win. And he says he only had like 5 weeks to train for this fight, and he just whooped Mark Hunt's ass. So, that's definitely saying something. Brock Lesnar said he still has a lot to work on in the ring. But again, he does. But again, he did prove, he's still one of the most tough son of a bitches to ever walk into the octagon. And again, do we expect Brock Lesnar to ever be a UFC champion again? There's a pretty good chance of that. Again, Brock Lesnar looked awesome in the ring. Just seeing him fucking, run up to Mark Hunt and like take him down. This dude has so much energy. It was fucking crazy. And he wasn't even, out of gas or anything in this UFC fight. It seemed like as the fight went on, he just gained more fucking gas. He was just fucking crazy, so much energy, and he just whipped Mark Hunt's ass again. This UFC fight, Mark Hunt only landed like 4 to 5 punches again. Brock Lesnar had in the range between 30 and 60. Again, that final third round, he landed about, in my book, at least 30 punches to Mark Hunt. Again, I don't know how this guy didn't get knocked out. He has like a fucking coconut head. But talking about Brock Lesnar potentially going back to UFC, he said again, Brock Lesnar does what Brock Lesnar wants to do. It doesn't matter, what Vince McMahon tells him. He says Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar and he makes his own decisions. So, again, to me personally, I think Brock Lesnar, sometime down the line, he will return to UFC and fight full time. Again, there's a lot of rumors after he fights Randy Orton at SummerSlam, he's going to, get out of his WWE contract and go back to UFC. And I would be fine with that. The only thing I don't really like about that, I do like UFC, but these guys only fight like 2 to 3 times a year. And if he was on WWE, he would be fighting all the time. That's the only down part I don't like about UFC. And that's why I, hate certain things about the UFC. It is awesome to watch. But again, if you're like a fan of Brock Lesnar, again, only 2 to 3 times a year he'll fight. I don't like that. And if he's on WWE, he'll be on TV a lot more, even though he's like a part-time superstar. So that's the thing I don't like. So again, there's a lot of talks after SummerSlam. He's thinking about getting out of his WWE contract. Again, I would be totally fine with that. He's faced everybody on the roster I would want to see. He's held up that WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and I really don't think there's really much for Brock Lesnar to do now in WWE, and that's to be honest with you guys. So, me personally, I'd rather see him in the UFC again. The only thing I don't like about that, he only have like 2 to 3 fights a year, and I really don't like that. I'd rather see him more, fighting in the octagon. But I think Brock Lesnar definitely has, a title run in UFC, in him to do it. He looks really, really good in his UFC return. Mark Hunt said he'll be open to like a rematch against Brock Lesnar. Again, I don't think it really matters because Brock Lesnar whooped his ass the first time. But yeah, there's a lot to think about with WWE now owning a share of UFC, and again with the SummerSlam fight, what is Brock Lesnar going to do after this? So yeah, guys, comment down below about anything about UFC. Now being part of WWE since WWE bought a share of it. Brock Lesnar potentially going back to UFC and opting out of his WWE contract. Again, this has been the Wrestling Network, and have a good day.